Today we're going to be working on the Team Associated MT10. We're going to see if we can't figure out this ESC glitching problem that we have. It's the good stuff. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So that's right, today we got the Team Associated MT10. I just got done doing some shoe goo repair here to the body. If you know, if you have one of these, you know it's pretty flimsy body. Got some problems with things breaking back here. They really didn't do a good job with this. I put some Arma body mounts right here. I try to save this wing. I know there's companies that sell these whole big protectors, but I didn't feel like ordering them. And I do have the Garage Life RC beautifully colored and printed roof mounts, but this glue is wet, so let me go get this thing outside because it's stinking in here. If you've ever worked with shoe goo, try not to do it in a place like this. It's like totally enclosed, because man, this stuff stinks. So next time I have to do something like this, I'm going to try the Do RC method with the, I think he said it's EC 1600, so I got it written down somewhere. It's in a bigger tube. It's supposed to be cheaper. Hopefully it's less volatile than this stuff, because it stinks. It's kind of hard to work with the shoe goo, because as soon as you put it in, it starts drying really quick, so you can only work with like little dabs at a time and then try to brush it into the drywall tape. So, well, basically, if you guys have missed it, when I'm driving this RC, now I had this receiver and this ESC with a different motor in my infraction initially, and I had the same problem where the car would just shut off. So now we know it's not a motor issue. Maybe it's an ESC, it's just randomly dying for whatever reason, or maybe it's this receiver just cutting out, but I'll lose everything and I'll have to reboot it. But so what I'm going to try is this capacitor. We're going to go ahead and put this in. If you're not familiar, capacitors are just like a mini battery. They store current, and during like a high load, like maybe you're full speed, you let go for a second and nail it again, maybe what's happening is that the voltage provided by the ESC isn't strong enough to power this, to turn this up. So maybe it's browning out and the ESC is losing the signal. So maybe, so I'm just going to try this. This is going to be an easy thing. If not, then I could try swapping out receivers. If that doesn't work, then I know we have an ESC problem, which kind of sucked, but it is what it is. So I opened up the CastleLink app. I wanted to see what the BEC voltage was set at, and there's no way to change it, at least not for this ESC. It's not anything that shows up as an available option to change, so that's interesting there. So I got the capacitor in here. What we'll do is we'll head out to the field. We'll go ahead and run it around. If it cuts out again, as you can see here, the receiver is really easy to get into, so I'll just go ahead and bring another receiver. We'll swap it out. If it acts up again, then I guess it'll be time to just get rid of the old ESC, because it's just so aggravating. You're driving and all of a sudden it stops, it beeps like it's rebooting, and then sometimes like your throttle won't do anything and I have to turn it on and off, and then it comes back. So I'm not 100% sure what the heck's going on there. The LiPo shutoff's at 3.2. That should be okay. I really don't want to go lower than that. But it's not like it does it when the battery's dead only, or anything else. I don't know. Well, see you out there. Hope for the best. Alright, I know it may seem weird, but yeah. Oh, no way. Man, my freaking hot glue came undone. Jeez, man, that sucks. Well, damn. But yeah, I got a Traxxas battery. When I first got this ESC, put it in my infraction,
it was my first AMAIN. I didn't have any other lipos and Traxxas, so I put this connector on there. But yeah, this is a 3-cell, 4,000 milliamp. What are these, like 25C packs? But so now my only problem is there was no rhyme or reason to how this thing would just cut off. See, it looked like it just did it there. It just went brakes. It just slowed down for no reason. Like maybe it shut off. So I guess all we're gonna do is just drive it around and see if it doesn't cut out. I think the trim is way off. It is. Where's the trim on this crazy thing? Oh, I think that's what I just adjusted by mistake. Here we go. So let's task that battery. So this is awesome, man. Look, perfect time of day to come out here. Hopefully it's not too dark. Maybe it is. Let's see if we can't. All right, I turned the camera off. I set the exposure. It was on auto. I set it to +1. It's going to open kind of like the little aperture, or I guess, you know, probably digital aperture. I don't think these things really have a real aperture, but hopefully. I had everybody complaining on the one video. I'm not gonna say complaining. They brought up the fact that it was really dark, and I failed to do my due diligence when I edited the video to see that it was dark. I could have easily corrected that, but sometimes it's just easier to do it in camera. I mean, I still usually do a little color correcting. I don't know. I think my problem is what happens is I'll edit one clip. I'll save that. I forget what you call it, and I apply it to all the clips. So if the clip started out really bright and I adjust it to that, and then like now as it's getting darker as I film, then yeah. Or sometimes too, like maybe if I start out in one location, move to another, like I've gotten better at learning not to keep the same adjustment for like when I'm in the shed working versus going outside, because it's two totally different lighting conditions. And I don't want to jinx it, but so far the capacitor thing seems to be working. I saw a lot of people going, no, that's a myth, that's hype. Some people swore by it. Some people said you only needed it for like RC helicopters for some reason. I know there was comments about, you know, the manufacturers make sure, but I don't know, it's just a cheap Dumbo receiver. So whatever reason, it and the Castle just weren't agreeing. Like, this is the second car I've had this in. I had this receiver and ESC initially in my infraction when I made it brushless, and I had the same problem. One, it would just run hot, and then two, like I said, it would just shut off, and I had to go retrieve the car. And sometimes it wasn't hot; it would just shut off in the middle of the road. Now it's like I got to go run and grab the thing. Oh, so I actually took the ESC out. No, the ESC for this is now on one of my Groms. It's in my Typhon Grom. Because this thing had a horrible ESC. I mean, well, it was horrible for this because there was no brake adjustment. And I know somebody's gonna say, Razor RC. No, I don't care. I really don't care. Not to be mean, rude, anything like that. I know he came up with a hack for the braking, but the problem is the factory ESC couldn't do that. It was just so flat, powerless. There was no point. I mean, the hack was just, to me, just a waste of time. It only fixed 50% of the problem. it did not have the power like this one does. And then look, and I got good brakes. So, kind of killed two birds with one stone. Because before, it's like, I don't even know why I put the wheelie bar on there, because you couldn't wheelie. It just didn't have the power. I mean, look, now I'm doing damn backflips. See right there, I would have lost these body pins if they were not tethered. I might have found them being the street, but this was just a bad idea. I don't understand why they will put the body pins this way. Look at that. I'm like maybe quarter throttle, give it like a little half throttle blip to get it going, and then about a quarter throttle to keep it on the wheelie. Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm kind of in disbelief. Capacitor actually seems to cure the problem. Like I said, the only thing I can figure is on certain things the ESC must have just drew down enough power, it just shut off the receiver, and then the ESC didn't have a receiver to talk to and in it. But so far, so good. I'm pretty sure I would have had this problem already. I mean, if you watched the video last time I was out here, I was just getting frustrated. I was like left and right with this thing. Oh, these body pins are a joke. Maybe we can get Tyson at Garage Life RC to make some stronger body mounts and ones that actually go sideways. Maybe. I know this little car's got quite the loyal following. I follow a group on Facebook, and man, people who put some money in this little car, man, they love it. Personally, I would use other cars for doing big jumps and bashing and stuff, but man, people want to do it with this one. Well, more power too. So now I know if I ever need like stronger motor mounts and other things like that, they're out there. And I know there's companies that also, or there's individuals that have skids for like the whole rear deck and that, but I don't really like the way they looked. Kind of big and awkward. I like the Garage Life RC. The roof skids are in red, and pretty much when you're driving like this, you don't even notice. Which is good, that's what you want. You don't want it to stand out, but man, now I know this fix here isn't for everybody. I've run these Dumbo receivers in several cars and I haven't had this problem. It was only when it was tied to this ESC, so maybe if you're having the Castle Sidewinder ESC and you're having glitching problems, maybe try that little capacitor. Because it actually seems to work. Oh, that was harsh. Look at the damn pine needles. That's the one thing I don't like about running right here. All the cars will come home with damn pine needles wrapped up on the axles. I don't know if I should turn this camera on to low light or what. I think it should be okay. I know the GoPro, if I was trying to film in this kind of light, the GoPro, the stability would be very shaky. So that's a good test for this camera. I'm still, like I said, learning. I've had years experience with GoPros, so that's why you hear me talk about this Insta360 a lot. I've used the 360 camera a lot. I've had it for a few years. I've used the little Go cameras. They're really excellent for mounting on the cars, but the Ace Pro that I have is very similar in size, shape, and everything to a GoPro. So I'm still learning some of the settings and how to work with this camera. One thing I like is, like, right here with this remote is I can pause the video. So if I have to stop for something, I keep forgetting it does this. If you make YouTube videos and you know what it's like when you have a bunch of dead footage because you're waiting for cars to pass, or you're stopping to do something and you don't feel like hitting that stop button and restarting the camera, because you know what, sometimes you forget, which granted I can forget to hit start here, but the cool thing is I can just look at the watch and I keep glancing down, making sure that I am recording. So it is pretty cool. I also can see what I'm looking at the camera, so that way when I'm like at the car and I pan this camera down to show the car, if I come out here and I start filming my driving, I look at the watch and realize I'm looking at my shoes, I can fix it, not get home and be like, ah, damn, and have to listen to RC Guy Garage bitch about my framing. You know, I bought the capacitor, you know, just hoping it would work, and I guess I was a little skeptical, but I'm blown away. It's actually working. See, that's what people talk about, like that hack. If you watch my channel, you guys know that I'll sit there and I say time and time again, especially like the Traxxas cars, like show you how powerful it is out of the box and tell you, don't buy into this, you know, that you need all these parts to get an RC running right. You know, I think it freaks some people out, like they want a certain RC, but then they watch channels talk about, oh man, the electronics are crap, the servo's slow, you need all this stuff. So I usually don't push that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, look, now we're in LVC. I don't push that stuff because a lot of times this stuff it's gonna get you by. It's plenty powerful. Just look at that, man. So yeah, we're in LVC now. And see, you don't hear the ESC. The ESC before would do this beeping, it would reboot. But see, so right now it's just cutting out because of low voltage. I'm not getting that. Before I would hear the Castle ESC reboot, and you just saw it was driving slow, full throttle, it was driving slow. So the batteries are beat. Look, now it's, so yeah, I didn't have a problem. I can't believe it. A freaking capacitor. Outstanding, man. Well guys, hope you enjoyed watching the MT10. Maybe if you're having a similar problem, capacitor's a cheap thing to try. It's definitely cheaper than buying like a new even though the Dumbo receivers are cheap, it was still cheaper. It was cheaper than me throwing a new ESC in here. I fixed the problem relatively easy. Plugged in the cap and boom, done. I will have to try to figure out a better way to secure that capacitor though. Obviously the hot glue didn't work, so I'll find a better way. I'll probably just Velcro it down. That's probably the best way to do it. Everyone, man, hope you enjoyed watching. I appreciate the support, especially those of you that shop my Amazon store or just use my Amazon store and do your shopping. It helps me get the money to buy this stuff, and my affiliate links for Horizon and AMAIN if you want to buy one of these as well. So I also have you cool discounts, man. Things like the Instant 360 stuff, you get free stuff if you use my codes. I get you discounts on other stuff, so go check out the links down below. Check out my stores if you're interested to know this type of stuff that I use. All right, everyone, man, go out there, enjoy the hobby, have fun. It's a blast. I don't care what you drive. If it's a $50 Amazon car or $1,200 Traxxas to an Arma, I don't care. Whatever it is, they're good as long as you have a smile on your face and out there having fun. It's all about coming out here having fun, enjoying the hobby. Everyone, appreciate the support. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on next one.